Are you working at a Knology address?
Are you working at a Knology address? If you are working at a Knology address, there's some things you want to know. This used to be the best you could get, 56K. With Knology, you have a choice of a cable modem or a fiber optic connection. And this is 2,000 times one of those old phone connections. It's your choice, cable modem or fiber optic. It doesn't matter what size your business is, how much data capacity you need. Our fiber optic technology can deliver it. I don't care if it's 2 megabits, 5 megabits, or 100 megabits. Fiber optic technology is state-of-the-art, and Knology has it.
I'm Debbie Sandifer at the North Charleston Coliseum, and we use Knology.
I'm Artie Ortiz, Telecommunications Supervisor at the North Charleston Coliseum, and we use Knology.
We've been using Knology since we've been open.
We use Knology for internet services, and of course we also use them for TV and telephone systems.
Internet is our biggest thing. We can provide internet for our small or large customers.
From 2 phone lines to 200 phone lines, this single fiber optic cable can deliver what you need. Knology's fiber optic technology is impervious to electrical outages. It's scalable on demand. You can change the amount of bandwidth simply by a phone call to us. For the medium-sized to small business operators who want a couple of phone lines, a high-speed data connection, and cable television, Knology has a package for you too. Like Smoky Oak Tap Room, Mario Inglesi.
Hi, I'm Mario Inglesi with Smoky Oak Tap Room and Inglesi Law Offices. I've used Knology for my telephone and internet services for the last 12 years. We've been real happy with their service, and when we call for service, a real human being answers the phone, which is really nice. Also, we're calling a local number here in Charleston, so you know you're dealing with a local Knology rep who cares about your business and wants to make it right.
And for the single operator or the small business who wants to have a large presence, we have a product called a virtual office. The virtual office is a very unique product. It enables a small business to have a large presence, a lot larger than what their actual business is.
As a person who works out of their house, I use Knology for both the phone and the internet. The internet is important to me. I need it, and I need it fast, and Knology delivers. Also, with my phone service, using the virtual office, I can look as big a size of business as any business.
So are you working at a Knology address? You need to find out. You deserve the best service and world-class customer support. Call us to find out if you're working somewhere on our map.
Are you working at a Knology address?
To find out if you're working at a Knology address, call us at 843-225-8000. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Are you working at a Knology address?
Are you working at a Knology address? If you are working at a Knology address, there's some things you want to know. This used to be the best you could get. With Knology, you have a choice of a cable modem or a fiber optic connection. Fiber optic technology is state-of-the-art, and Knology has it. To find out if you're working at a Knology address, call us at 843-225-8000. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.